appropriate for a 5-year-old to be saying.
Daddy said me.
She's been watching y'all.
Well, you shouldn't say it, okay?
Tell Daddy to don't say it to the pretty lady.
Hey, people. So, the premiere has dropped today of Divorce Sisters. And let me tell you, people, it was definitely giving. The whole episode was good, honey. They was giving what they was supposed to give on this show. Tyler Perry writing is definitely a must. And hopefully when we get to see Sisters, being since he's now writing back for Sisters, it'll give us the same type of energy. But let me just give these girls a round of applause because they did their thing. They really did. So it dropped today at it dropped on BET Plus today. So I think last night it was up about 12 o'clock last night going into today. So, I guess some people did watch it already on BET Plus, and some of y'all didn't get to watch it yet, I'm assuming, but definitely run over and watch it because I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. This first episode was really, really good. And my favorite is already off the rip. I have two, is Geneva and Tiffany. I'm loving Geneva and Tiffany. So Geneva and Tiffany starts off the episode, which was great. So Geneva is giving, I am going to go in when I feel like something is going on. So right now, she's thinking that her husband may be cheating. So she doesn't have concrete evidence. It's just that her daughter, because kids, you can't do anything around kids. So we know people that are parents, you cannot, these kids repeat everything that they see and they don't be lying. So her daughter kind of blurted out that her dad called somebody, said somebody was fine. The little baby girl was saying, yeah, daddy said, damn, she fine. So Geneva is in her house talking to Tiffany. And baby girl says, damn, she's playing with two dolls though. So she's saying, damn, she goes, damn, you fine. So Geneva and Tiffany and them look at each other like, wait a minute, what did she just say? And then baby girl said it again, damn, she fine. So Geneva explains to her daughter that, listen, baby girl, you can't say things like that. You're not of age to say, things like that. She said, well, daddy says it. And she was like, oh. So Tiffany automatically thinks that baby girl is talking about, she hears her father talking to her mother like that, saying, damn, she fine. But no, people, no. Come to find out, baby girl is talking about a woman at the school that her father said, damn, she fine. So Geneva, look, she like, wait a minute. So Geneva starts to question her daughter, like, hold up, wait a minute, what's going on here? Who's this lady? How she look? She going backwards and forwards. So Tiffany has to pause Geneva because Geneva is about to get in. She's already, we know, Geneva is playing a lawyer. She is, I'm assuming, a divorce lawyer on Divorce Sisters. She's a divorce lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where she is. Or she could just be a lawyer that does everything. I'm not sure. They didn't say, but she's definitely, from what it looks like, a divorce lawyer. So she gets in her bag. Once you're a lawyer, you start investigating off the rip. My girl was not playing. She questioned baby girl. So she started asking baby girl questions like, okay, so where did she see this happen? Where was this at? So baby girl tells her this happened at the school. He said it to her friend's mom, which is Geneva's daughter. I guess her little friend in school, it's her mom. He said it too. So Geneva like, oh yeah, oh okay, I got you. All right. So Tiffany is looking at Geneva like, listen, you questioning a 5-year-old. Come on, man. She might not be telling the truth. So the maid comes in and she takes Geneva's daughter in the kitchen to help her with her homework. So Tiffany says to Geneva, she's trying to convince her like, William wouldn't do that to you. And Geneva's like, well, that's the same thing you thought your husband didn't do. And basically you're divorced now. So I was feeling that. I was like, okay, let's go, Geneva. So the next scene, so after they have their discussion, Tiffany decides she's getting ready to go because she want to go get her nails done or whatever the case may be. So Geneva's like, oh, okay. But meanwhile, Geneva's thinking in back of her head, yeah, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go. So that scene cuts. Now, with Geneva and Tiffany, people, I see them two as being I thought it was going to be Geneva and Rashida, LaToya Luckett, but it seems to me it's going to be more of Geneva and Tiffany. Energy matches each other very well. So I'm like, oh yeah, these two right here is going to be too much. Now, we didn't get to see too much of Rashida. Well, she was in the episode, but as far as intertwining with them, they didn't show too much of that in the first episode. Yeah, she talked to them on the phone, but we didn't actually see her actually with them or interact with Geneva, Tiffany, and Naomi. She was just over the phone talking to them. But when her scene came up, I was like already mad because Rashida is married to a preacher, and she's the first lady in the church. But the preacher is just talking to her every which way. Like, I'm like, they're having like a meeting in her office in the church, and they're discussing that later on in the evening is supposed to be a charity event or some kind of charity event, ball or whatever, and they are hosting it. So Rashida and Bridget is Rashida's assistant. So she handles everything for Rashida and for Jefferson, which is her husband, who's the preacher. But his energy, I was like, oh yeah, I know I'm not gonna like him. He's giving off a little bit of Gary, arrogant, thinking about money, not giving time, but always trying to, probably just a scammer. I don't know, because we didn't get into the whole season yet, but I see something brewing with him. And towards the end of this episode, you guys will see exactly what that is, but I'll finish with her later on. So when they go over to her, Bridget is concerned that Rashida may be going through something with her husband. So Bridget relates that to Geneva and Tiffany. She's like, oh, I just want to let y'all know that I think something is going on with Rashida, and she just doesn't seem happy now. I guess as her friend, she could tell that she's not really that happy in her marriage, but Rashida is not really telling Bridget what's really going on, and neither of the other girls really know what's going on with her. But so we jump from there, and the next person I want to talk about is Naomi. Now, Naomi is a firecracker. She definitely giving off Danny energy. She don't care what she say. Her scene was basically about having sex. So we didn't really get much out of Naomi on this episode. So Naomi is divorced as well. So you have Naomi that's already divorced, and you have Tiffany that's already divorced. Geneva and Rashida actually is the only two that's actually married still. So because Bridget is not married, and Bridget is not married, Naomi's not married, and Tiffany is not married. So Geneva is Naomi's lawyer. So Geneva is saying she already got Naomi all that she needed. She basically, I guess, got her the house, the cars, and everything, right? But Naomi is still hooked up on her husband is now with a white woman. So her energy is given off. She's still jealous. She's being petty. She's angry. So she comes over to Geneva's house, and she asks Geneva, did she look at the paperwork she sent? And Geneva's like, come on now. You just seem like you're just trying to start with the man. Like, you don't really need anything because I just got you everything that you needed in a divorce, basically. So Naomi gets mad. But people catch this. I don't know when you guys watch it. I'm saying to myself, why the hell does Naomi have on this dress and she getting in this old ass car? I don't know. I was like, why she got that dress on in this scene? I didn't get it. I didn't understand why she wore that dress. Maybe she was coming from somewhere, people, but I don't know. I was just like, why do Naomi have on a gown? Like she just came from a hall or like a wedding or something. I'm like, what the hell? But anyway, Naomi was giving off all the energy. her scene was with the gentleman from All the Queen's Men. Now, I forgot his name, people. When y'all watch it, y'all know who I'm talking about. Is it Tony? I don't know these guys' name by heart, except for Andy's husband that's on the show. But yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. He's on Divorced Sisters now, but it looks like he'll probably be on Divorced Sisters for a few episodes. So he's from All the Queen's Men. I think he is Madam's, the one that is, not the one that's always with Madam. I forgot the younger one name. But anyway, he's in the scene with Naomi, and they're basically, I guess she paid him to come and have sex with her or whatever. So they doing a whole full-blown sex scene. So it's nothing to really talk about there. But a whole lot of sex. And Naomi is coming off as hood as hell. Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll get a different energy from her right after she gets over the anger of dealing with her husband or whatever, her ex-husband or whatever. So we scoot back over to my girl, Geneva. Geneva is now on top of everything, people. She's on top of it now. She like, all right, I'm going to find out. So Geneva, first she starts off by calling the school to ask the teacher. She says to the teacher, my daughter really wants to have a play date with somebody, with the young lady, Maddie. So the little girl name is Maddie, which is the young lady who, the little girl name is Maddie, which is the friend to her daughter. So she was like, her name is Maddie, and which is the young lady's mother that her husband is supposed to, she thinking her husband may be messing around with or whatever. So she asks the teacher, is there any way I can get her number so I can set up a play date for the girls? So she's like, the teacher is like, oh no, I can't do that. That's private information. I can't give you, her information. So anybody's information. So Geneva's like, oh, okay. Well, I was just thinking maybe. So the teacher suggests that Geneva come up to open school night and then maybe she'll be able to interact with the young lady then. So Geneva's like, okay, but Miss Honey cannot wait, people. Geneva's like, no. I can't wait till tomorrow. I need to find something out today. So Geneva did go back to the school. Mind you, everybody's going from the school. Geneva runs into the janitor. So she tells the janitor that her daughter left her, she thinks her daughter left her stuffed animal still in the classroom, and can he just please let her in so that she could look, because baby girl can't go to sleep without the teddy bear. So as you all know, this is TV, so the janitor definitely did let her in. When Geneva gets in there, she's smart as heck, because she looks at the chalkboard, and on the chalkboard it has pictures of all the kids. As she points out to the janitor that she was like, oh, here's my daughter right here. And she was like, oh, and I see here's Maddie right here. She was like, oh yeah, this is Geneva talking to the janitor. She was like, oh, you know what? My daughter wanted to have a play date with Maddie, but you can't trust people nowadays. So the janitor already give it all the people business. After that, janitor like, oh no, those are nice people. Yeah, she was like, oh, okay, so what do they do for a living? So he tells Geneva that the father is a salesman and he does very well. And at first he couldn't remember what the girl's mother did. But then he was like, oh yeah, I remember, she's a yoga instructor, and gave Geneva the name of her yoga studio. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's on and popping. It's definitely on and popping. So Geneva, he's like, oh, did you find that teddy bear? And she was like, oh no, I think I probably left it in my other car. So people, she just got the information she needed. So off the rip, looking at this show, people, I was like, what? Damn, it's good. It's going to give sisters a run for their money. I'm going to tell you that right now. Even though I think it's at different points in their lives, but I'm like, nah, this show is good. It's really good. The storylines are good. The acting is good. I liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But when the episode is getting ready to go off, though, they leave it on a cliffhanger where Rashida is also a counselor in the church. And she had a young lady that had been calling and calling. They said she called like 10 times. And which Bridget told Rashida, the young lady called like 10 times and she really wanted to talk to her. So Rashida has the lady come in and they sit down and they talk. As they're talking, the young lady start talking about God and forgiveness. And Rashida was like, do you need God to forgive you for something you did? And she said, yes. And she was like, do you forgive? And she was like, yes, but what would I have to forgive? She was like, do I have to forgive you for anything? And she said, yes. And Rashida was like, what would that be? And the show ends with her telling Rashida, I've been sleeping with your husband. I said, what the fuck? Now, I just sped that up. When y'all watch it, y'all be able to see, different parts I left out, but I didn't want to make this review too long. But I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Now, let me just say this. I feel like when it comes back on, they're going to do something like what they did with Karen. When Karen thought she shot Fatima, I think Rashida's sitting there talking to her. And when she says that, I don't know if the girl really says that. I don't know if when we come back, it's going to be a case of Rashida be like blanking out for a second, feeling like this is what the young lady was gonna say, but that really wasn't what she said. I don't know. I could be wrong. She could really say that. But I'm only saying that because when I go forward and when I look at the extended trailer, Rashida is still with him. It doesn't look, and the girl is supposed to be only 19 years old. So I'm like, he's begging her to stay together. So I'm basing it off of me seeing the extended trailer. And it looks like he's still trying to be with Rashida. So I don't know how, and maybe it does happen, I don't know, but we'll see next Tuesday what happens. So Divorce Sisters have only 8 episodes, and I'm so mad already. I'm like, damn, we only getting 8 episodes? So I guess it's a test pilot for Tyler Perry to see how the ratings go, and I guess we'll get the other half of it, season 1, part 2, hopefully, because I know these girls are going to get good ratings. If they don't, people are hating because this show was definitely a good one. This one was one for the books. I loved the first episode. Did I compare them to anybody in SISTAS? I didn't. Geneva is way more, I was thinking comparing to Andy, but no. Because at the beginning with Andy, I think Andy was on top of things like that, but then she fell off and they put Andy in too much of drama with Gary and not about her career. This seems like more of Geneva's career, like they showing more of her career and I guess they showing the drama as well, but she just seemed a little more smarter than Andy, let me just say that. The other ladies are good too. I can't really compare these ladies to the ladies in SISTAS. I can't do that. Like right now, I really can't. I'm not really seeing it. But maybe going forward, it'll start clicking to us all like, ooh, that seemed like that's a little bit a scene from maybe SISTAS or, but I don't know because these ladies are at a different point in their lives. But I definitely enjoyed it. I cannot wait to review the next episode, which is episode 2, when we come back from Rashida getting the news that her husband, which is the preacher of the church, have been cheating. And then definitely I'm ready to see what information Geneva gives. So yes, people, stay tuned for my next review next week, and it'll drop every Tuesday. I'm gonna say probably about 7 to 8 o'clock. I would like for you guys to like, share, and subscribe, and don't miss out. Make sure you all go over and watch Divorce Sisters because it's worth it. Stay tuned.